One step of obedience may be the first step of an incredible journey ahead. One prayer of confession may be the first prayer of a life that is in freedom. One word of encouragement may be the start of a conversation that will end up with a great friendship. I want to remind you today that every step matters, and especially that first step of faith. One step, one word, one encouragement, one action can change many things ahead of you. I remember that young boy who brought to the disciples, who took it to Jesus. It was just few fish and few bread, and the need was huge. Yet it was that young boy taking that first step, saying, you know what? No matter how small it is, I know when it's placing with faith in the hands of Jesus can do some really good miracles. You know, a few with lots of faith can accomplish what a lot with little faith will never do. One step of obedience made this person a friend of Jesus, a friend of God, a co-worker in his kingdom, and a firm, solid stone for God's church. His name is Simon. Let me read about his first interaction with Jesus from the Gospel of Luke chapter 5, verses 1 through 10. One day, as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesareth, the people were crowding around him to listen the word of God. He saw at the water's edge two boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of them, into the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deeper water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master," he's thinking, "you don't know this, but we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boats to come and help them. They came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord, I am a sinful man." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's friends. Then Jesus turned and said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people." This story is perhaps one of my favorite ones because it took a common fisherman, someone who was willing to take a step of faith. He didn't go through years of process. He didn't go through, give me some time to pray and think about this and read about this and research about this. No, it was on the spot where he had to make a decision, that one first step. But let's go through the process. A little from the shore. Jesus says, "Would you mind pushing your boat a little from the shore so I can use it to preach the gospel?" This reminds me of Simon being challenged to go just a little off from his comfort zone, from the place that he's used to be, from the place where he came to rest. But friends, that's not where miracles happen. That's not where blessings happen. It's not when things are well and safe that we're going to see the glory of God. But at the same time, I appreciate Jesus giving him time to process his faith, to learn about his faith. And then it says, let's go into the deep waters. Trust me more, Peter. Trust me in a deeper way. How far is your faith? How far will your faith take me into the deep waters? You don't have to do much. Just let's go. I'm coming with you. And then before you know, they're right there in the middle of the water, and he says, let down the nets. Let down the nets because the person, the one who's telling you to do so, he knows what's on the other side. Trust me and let down the nets. Now at that point, Simon says, well, I already gave you the boat. I follow you all the way here. But now you're telling me that what I spent hours cleaning, organizing to let just go? He's thinking. He's thinking about the reality of working all night catching nothing. He's thinking about his experience as a fisherman. He's thinking about the common sense that the world will teach you that sometimes it really pushes back, holds us back from trusting God. And then he has to make a decision. He says, because you say so, I will let down the nets. One step of faith, and what a journey ahead. I know this is not just another day for you. You probably will face decisions. There is a weekend coming, tomorrow Saturday, and then Sunday, the season we're celebrating, Advent season. There are many things that depend on your first step. Take it. On your first prayer, pray about it. On that word of encouragement, call someone, text someone, do something. That first step matters. So, just the way Simon Peter said, because you say, I will do that, I wonder if we can say the same thing to Jesus today. Lord, it doesn't make sense for me to call that person or to do that thing, to make that decision, or to even pray that prayer. But because you say so, I will. You know what Jesus promised him? Simon, when you say you will, never be afraid. Never be afraid because I am with you. So I want to remind you about that same promise. Whenever you take that first step with Jesus, never be afraid. God will use you in a tremendous way. Today is the day. So go ahead, pray, take that first step, and you'll see some really good miracles. God bless you.